Well, today we're having our garden walk, our urban garden walk for the Midway Garden Society. And of course we have our meetings on the last Wednesday each month at the library at 63rd Place and Narragansett.
And how long have you been a member of the Midway Garden Society?
Oh my gosh, it must have been about 10 years.
Mm-hmm. And were you a member of any garden societies before then?
No, I wasn't.
No.
But I also didn't own my own house before then either.
So how long have you owned this house?
I've owned this house for 26 years.
Mm-hmm. And I assume always an avid gardener?
Kind of an avid gardener, just a little bit gardening before, but now I'm more into it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And thank God I have 2 daughters who help me a lot too.
Wonderful. Tell me a little bit about what you have. If you could almost like take us on a little walking tour, like here we have this, here we have that. Let's start with the cherry tree if you want.
That's my cherry tree, of course. And this is my, she's not in bloom, but this is my bridal veil. And she had a bunch of butterflies all over her. And I ran in the house and took the camera and got pictures of it too. Mm-hmm. And of course there's my Rose of Sharon.
Mm-hmm.
And that was given to me by one of the other members of the club, Levon. And my Shasta daisies, and my rose bush. And of course I do have all kinds of animals and creatures in my garden. I have lots of dogs, lots of cats, and I have a hippopotamus up in the front. People that stop and the little kids always look at all the animals. But I had a lady who used to live across the street, and her daughter says every morning before when her mother would get up, she'd come and look at my garden to see what flowers were in bloom. Of course, since then she's died. She said, but you make my Mother's Day every day.
How many years have you been collecting these?
About 25.
Mm-hmm. Just one at a time, right?
One at a time, 2 at a time. Whenever I saw something I liked, I just picked it up.
Mm-hmm.
People come here and pay admission because it's like going to the zoo. It's only closer. They bring their kids.
I mean, you personally, what do you get out of gardening? Is it therapeutic, or what does it do for you?
I find it very restful. I mean, I'm still working part-time. And I come home and I piddle around and I go in the house and relax and come back out and piddle around some more and then I go back in the house. But it's just little by little, you get it all done.
So if somebody sees this video and they think, well, this is for me, I'm a bit of an amateur gardener myself and I want to join the society, what do they do?
We have meetings once a month, the last Wednesday of the month. We usually have a speaker. If we don't have a speaker, one of the people present their garden.
Yeah, the other tickets are
And we have slides. And it's just really good. And of course I tell jokes, I'm the secretary.
Where are the meetings held?
The meetings are held at the library at 63rd Place and Narragansett.
Okay.
The public library there.
And do you
we start the meetings at 6 o'clock.
With the stained glass lampshades, and I put glass globes and balls inside.
Yeah,
and,
just whatever you want to point out, or
right.
yeah.
And
okay, I'll see you, Marilyn.
Thanks, Shirley.
Okay,
see you at the meeting.
Yeah, very nice.
These light up at night, and it looks awesome.
Awesome.
And this is the top of a bird bath that got knocked off of its pedestal, and I just love the way it looks with the little glass rocks in there.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Thank you. So I have a little bit of everything. It kind of segues from a little more formal, and then it goes a little more rustic, and then it goes into literal rust at the end.
Oh, is that the boulder they were talking about in the pamphlet?
Oh, yes, yes. Yeah, that's from Schroeder Landscaping, and they hoisted it over the fence on a pulley.
Oh, wow.
And he said, where do you want it? How do you want it? And I'm telling him, go like this, go like that. And this is our Oliver's final resting place. A little bit of everything.
Yeah, it's a nice mix of like just kind of everything.
A little bit of everything. Yeah. And I'm big into repurposing things.
Oh, good.
Oh, let me point this out. The old tabletop from our old picnic table.
Oh.
Makes a statement, and then those half-round shelves along the fence were part of the seats.
Oh, wow, that's really innovative. Yeah.
And these, somebody threw these out, and they were at the corner on an alley. So
wow.
My husband gets a little upset when I haul things home, but they were brown already, and it goes perfectly. Same with this one. I used to have clematis growing up, but it didn't.
Oh, okay. Oh, I like the little frog thing. That's cute.
That was a gift from a friend, and I'm not into cutesy things so much. I'm more traditional.
Right.
But I love it.
Yeah.
The colors go great, and
And are those bowling balls
they're bowling
underneath
balls. And I used to have them in other places, but I thought I'm going to stick them all in one spot,
All right. Okay.
and it works. A repurposed waste can turned into a table.
Okay. Wow.
And then, that hoop over there is a part of a bird cage. I hung a chime on it.
Oh.
So I like to reuse and repurpose, as much as I can.
Welcome to the Midway Garden Society. I'm Maureen Lash, president of the Midway Garden Society. This is my garden, and I'll take you a tour. I have a lot of unique gnomes that I have collected, along with plants. These are hibiscus, orange hibiscus, and I have marigolds, and I have geraniums. I'm into container and ground gardening, and there's some more geraniums, and these will be 4 o'clocks. Probably will be red. And here are some more containers. I have pear lily with petunias, impatiens, and this is lavender.
Tell me about the 4 o'clocks. When do they typically bloom? What month?
They're still growing. They could get up to probably like almost 3 feet or 2.5.
Because I had 4 o'clocks last year, and it was like late summer, early fall before they really started popping up.
Yes. I planted these from seed. Actually, most of these came back on their own. I didn't really plant them. I transplanted the plants from one section to the other to kind of even them out. And they're usually red, but I've had some in white, yellow, and pink. So it will be a surprise when they bloom, what colors. But I love 4 o'clocks because of the fragrance. They have such beautiful fragrance. And I'm also into like fragrance, and it smells really nice. And some more little gnomes with some containers. And then I have a miniature roses. I have a pink, and this one, and this one, and this one. They're all done from cuttings.
Oh.
Yeah, once a year, garden club in the end of June, everyone who would like to take a cutting of the rose, of the rose, and then they bring it to the club, and then those who want to start a new rose will then take it home, put it in the ground, and put a jar over it. And then within a month, they should see new growth begin to grow, and that's how I managed to get 3 plants from cuttings.
Wonderful.
And then these 3 I bought, a yellow one, a white one, and a pink one. And we have some beautiful Shasta daisies, some day lilies, Stelladora, and Happy Day. And here I went to Chicago Flower and Garden Show, and I picked up some lovely dahlias. Looks like they're going to be quite large. I'm kind of excited to see what colors and how big they will get.
Is this the first time you've ever grown dahlias, by the way?
No, this is not. But this is the first time I've actually seen them get quite this large. And I like the idea because they attract bees and butterflies to your garden, which is good for pollinating other flowers and your vegetables.
Absolutely.
And then I have a little bit of Cosmo in there. And I have Silver Mound, hostas. And over here I have nemesis and pear lily, little mixture in there, a little impatient. And over here I have peony with verbena with some impatience. I'm trying to get into a little bit of container gardening and arting and see what works best and what looks nice. So that's like my first attempt, and I thought it came out quite nice. And these are my beautiful knockout roses. They've just bloomed so well this year. These are double knockout roses in red and pink. And in the middle I have clematis along with hostas. So, and then in this section here, I have my vegetables all in containers. I have tomatoes, and I had a beautiful crop of strawberries, which are now gone. And then in the back I have peppers, banana peppers, melrose peppers, and some jalapenos. And here we have lettuce, and I think this is garlic. And I'm also doing green beans, bush green beans. So bush green beans don't climb. So I didn't have anything really for climbing, so bush is a nice variety for those who don't have anything for it to climb on. I have this plant. It's like a, I forget the name of this one. It's like a petunia looking. And on this side over here, I have herbs. I love the smell of herbs. I do a little bit of cooking with it, not so much, but it's mostly for the senses to kind of enlighten you. And here we have rosemary, thyme, and basil, oregano, mint, chai, and sweet Annie, and mix of the same things there. And over here I have a mixture of cottonwoods and patience, and this is a Japanese maple tree that I planted last year in a pot. So this survived the winter, so I'm very happy with that. And then over here, this is chickens and hens, in a strawberry pot, which did very well this year. I'm looking to maybe get another one, so start another pot. And then we have mums over here, giving patience, and little succulents of some sort.
You've got incredible diversity in your garden.
Yes.
Is it just that you have no favorite, or is it just diversity is what you're looking for?
I just, whatever, I like, as you go on as a gardener, you like to look at things, pick things that are different, because it's the same old thing everybody else has. So when you go to different venues for gardening, greenhouses, you look for something that is different. And also sometimes you like to try something that you haven't planted before, and then you look for things that do work in your garden, because one plant that you have may not work in somebody else's garden. So you have to go through the trials and errors of gardening to find out what works for you.
And how long have you been a gardener? Have you done this just the last couple of years since you were a kid? What's your gardening story?
I think since I was in my late teens, after high school, I did gardening around my parents' home. And then when I got married, I started gardening here. I think I've been here about almost 14 years, and this is progress as I've gone a little at a time, to make it. And as you can see, I don't have that much ground. I mostly have driveway, so that's why I compensate by having containers. And also, it's a little hard for me to bend down to the ground, so containers are also nice, so you don't have to bend over as much, and easier for weeding and gardening.
What's the reaction of some of your neighbors when they see your garden? I mean, this is not something you can necessarily see instantly from the street, but I'm sure some of your neighbors, or many of your neighbors, are aware of the beauty that exists here.
Oh yes, my neighbor next door, he's not a gardener, but he enjoys my gardening. He just complimented me on my Shasta daisies. He says, "Oh, I love the Shasta daisies. I wish you had a whole fence full of them." So he enjoys it.
How long have you been president of the Midway Garden Society?
Since February.
And how long have you been a member?
I think almost, I'm going to say maybe 9. almost 10. I was, before I became president, I was the editor for 7 years. And then I decided I wanted to, run for president since I was in the club so long and knew a lot. And so I thought it might be a good idea.
Did you put together the brochure for today?
I did. I've always done that.
Very well written. Thank you.
Yes, I've done that since about 2005. Yes.
Tell me a little bit about the organization. How long has it been around? And let's say somebody sees this video and thinks, wow, I'm a gardener too, and I didn't know about this group. How do I join?
The club has been around since 1977, and we meet once a month at the Clearing Library on 63rd Place, and we meet on the last Wednesday of the month at 6 o'clock. It runs from 6 to 8, and anyone is welcome to join. Membership is $5 for the year, and then it's $1 a month when you come. And then guests are always welcome, and guests are $1.
And I haven't been able to get out here much because of this, you know. It's been fighting it.
You're a member of the Midway Garden Society?
Yes.
How long have you been a member?
Oh, since the 1980s, and I belong to 3 other garden clubs, and I'm a master gardener too. So.
Oh, wonderful. Which other garden clubs?
Chicago Ridge, Southside Garden Novices, Mount Greenwood, and Orland.
And how do you get the Master Gardener certification?
You have to take the program, and I'm the first one in Cook County to reach 20 years of service.
Really?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's something to be proud of.
Yep.
So tell us about your garden.
Okay, these are all fragrant hostas, well, except that one. But all these get fragrant flowers, and everybody has a tendency of saying, "I didn't know that they were fragrant." They think that they're the ones out there, or those creepy ones. But and then my raspberries, and this is extremely fragrant. That's Aphrodite. It's a double white. They'll bloom in like late August. And then there's my messy vegetable garden because I haven't been able to get out here because of this. And then these are pretty much my perennials here. Here. Excuse me. And everything is going crazy this year. This knockout rose should be about this tall. Look at it.
And what do you chalk that up to? Just the early spring that we had? Yeah.
And same with the vine that's growing around it. That's the autumn clematis. That's the one that gets tiny white flowers, and like thousands of flowers.
Right.
And I mean, it just took over everything this year. Yeah. And these are my perennials also. These are my ornamental grasses. And this one gets, I want to say about 8 or 9 feet tall.
That's the one from the airplane.
It must be, what is it, about 2:30 or so?
Yeah.
That's it. There you go.
Prime time, right?
6 o'clock in the morning, because they can't go at night.
Right. Yeah.
6 o'clock in the morning, dude. I don't need an alarm clock.
Morning rush and afternoon.
Right.
All right.
Oh, that wasn't too bad. Those are less noisy than those little boogers.
Yeah, ironically, right? All right.
And now we're coming to my tropical plants. I bring out probably 50 to 60 tropical plants every year. And they have to go into the basement. They can't survive at winters here. And gardenia, banana.
Even cactuses.
And hardy cactus.
Oh my. Impressive. It's something you normally don't see around here.
Right. Because one time there was a man from Geneva came to the garden walk and he goes, "How do you take those in every year?" And I said, "No, they stay here.
They stay out in the yard
They stay
all
out in the
winter.
yard. They kind of shrivel up and everything, and then they come back." Yep.
And where are they native to? Are they used to, like, I know in Arizona it can get extremely cold at night.
Right, in Utah, if they're up
Right.
in the mountains and everything.
Yeah, these are not the ones that you buy in the grocery store. You know, you can buy the pads. Like, you know, I think those are from a more temperate region. But these do fine here.
Mm-hmm.
And then these are more of my house plants. And my tomatoes and my pepper plants. I have to cut these peppers down. So they're starting to shrivel up. Like I said, the last 2 weeks have been rough.
How long have you been a gardener? Since you were a little kid, or is this something you just picked up in the last 2 years?
My grandfather. And you know, I volunteered at Brookfield Zoo as a master gardener at Hamill Family Play Zoo. And it amazes me that some of these kids have no concept of where groceries come, or fruits and vegetables come from. They think they just fall out of the sky onto the tables, you know.
Wow.
And then other kids, oh, I helped my grandma, and I go, so would you plant and everything, you know? But some of them, it's like, no kind, you know. And I mean, like, my grandfather taught me to you know.
And where did he live? Was he in Chicago too?
In little villages where I'm originally from.
At Grandpa's knee, and ever since then, it's just kind of grown and grown.
And then I took, in 1991 and 92, I took the Master Gardener course. And then in 93 and 94, there's the Master Food Preserver. So I could teach food preservation.
And what's your motivation for gardening? I mean, what do you get out of it? Is it therapeutic?
I like different plants. You know, if you can see, I a lot of different tropicals in that, and it's relaxing. It's very relaxing, and like I said, I like to try new ones, and I love my cactus. I absolutely love my cactus, but it's a challenge. You know, just keep it. Especially this year's been horrific.
What about the neighbors? I'm sure the neighbors are aware that there's a little Eden here. How do they react?
Fine. I have a biker guy next door. He doesn't like gardening. He keeps telling me I would rip them all off, and I tell you, just no crib. And then I have a Mexican family next door, and we get on really well. In fact, I want to give her some of my cactus, and those are nopales in Spanish. And she's got some peaches there on the tree, and so I'm waiting for them.
Okay, these are the Annabelle hydrangeas. These are the hydrangeas that you could change the color.
How do you do that?
With the acid or lime is for sweet, for pink, and acid is for blue, right? Am I right? And last year I put it, and they were kind of burgundy color, so I didn't touch them. This year they're kind of lighter pink, so it's prettier. And then the hostas are all called pine. They're pine hostas. They bloom white.
Okay.
They kind of stay low. They're like more contained. They don't get big, you know. The tree is a Japanese maple. And
How long have you had that there?
about 2 years. Like, you know what? Those Japanese maples are fragile. You lose them in the winter.
Really?
So I've been
You don't dig that up and bring it in?
No, that's a tree.
Okay.
Did you see a tree in my living room?
No. Well, I have a potted plant that's bigger than that.
Oh, I bet you. I got a palm that's up to the ceiling too. And now I don't know what this is. This year, I kind of like it. That's why I bought it. It was little, but look how big it's getting. It's blooming pink. It's got pink blossom, which is pretty. But I wish I knew what the name of it was. This is a lime coleus. The green is lime coleus, and the tree is it's a rose tree. It's called. It had 60 blooms on it. It was just solid flowers, and the flowers are pretty. You could dry them. You know, they don't fall apart, and it's very pretty.
What's this ground cover?
That's a juniper.
Is it scent? Does it have a scent? Because I thought it smells.
This must be 50. This is as old as the house, 40 years old. This is, you can drive over it with a car. It's so
great. Wow.
You know, everybody parks here and they get out. You can't kill it. It's good. Now this on the side, I know what the real name is, but a lot of times it's called bishop's weed, but it's snow on the mountain, what I call it. Is that what you do?
I don't know what it is.
I don't know much about flowers.
But it looks like a nice ground cover for an area that you don't have to mow.
Yes, but you have to control it.
Do you?
That's why I got the house on the side drive. It's okay. And the roses and the hen and chicks are there. You know about those, right?
Mm-hmm. I've seen a lot of those today.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They're nice. Now this flower here is lady's mantle. I like it for the green color. It kind of adds a little different color to the yard. And Solomon's seal, which has the little berries like in the spring along the bottom leaf.
Oh, okay.
And all. And the roses are, most of the roses are from stem cutting.
Right.
Milicium, and I got some peppers here, lots of roses. This is almost finished. Modest. Then the Easter lilies. Did you take a picture of those? Those are pretty, I
Yeah.
Those are stunning.
think. Easter lilies.
I like the way you have your tomatoes and peppers mixed in with your perennial garden.
You know, I kind of put them where I got an inch. That one got, when it was so windy, that plant was over. I had to come and start tying it. Now here is an old-fashioned flower, which is called balsam. A lot of older people probably know what it is. It has going to have like pink flowers all around the stem. This came up by itself. I planted Canterbury bells. Canterbury bells did not come up, but Canterbury bells are biannual, so maybe they'll come up next year. But what was in the dirt just came up by itself. Wow. Then here I had different daylilies. This is a clematis, but it blooms early, and you don't cut it, you don't touch it because it blooms on the old. These are all different color daylilies. I wish more were blooming. This is, I know only this one. This one's Chicago Gold. And lamb's ears. Feel
Lamb's
these.
ears?
Feel these leaves. The leaves. Feel the leaves.
Oh, wow.
It's like the kids like to touch. Yeah. This is lemon thyme. You can rub it and smell it. And parsley and rosemary. And this is a plum tomato that we're supposed to grow and raise. Japanese split leaf maple. And these are what you call blackberry lilies. This is a lily that has like a fragile flower and then a group of berries, like a handful of berries, black ones, will be on it. And those berries will stay for till the snow, they're really long. And this is Father Gilla. These bloom like bristlebrush, white, but this turns a beautiful coral color in the fall with the change of the leaves. So let's see, there is Japanese, I wish I knew the real name, Japanese grass. The yellow on the bottom.
Oh, okay.
And yarrow on the back. And then coreopsis and daisies. And there is a new plant that I planted there on a corner, maybe it's called the moon sweep. See this corner?
Oh, okay.
It has like pink or flowers all around it in the spring. And so it took a long time to really catch on and get going there. And my fountain, I put the motor in and it doesn't work. And stuff, and the dahlias and the zinnias, and these are mostly spring blooming. Beautiful.
Yeah.
And the roses really did good this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, all
They're
over the
gorgeous.
neighborhood. It's stunning to see them all
And
over.
these are those knockout roses. This was high and beautiful. Let's see, did I talk about these?
No.
This is European ginger that doesn't like the sun, so it doesn't look that great right now. And back there is Japanese anemone, the big leaves.
Oh, okay.
That'll bloom in the fall. And helleborus. And some pansies are still left. And stuff. What else did I talk about?
Is this a lilac?
This is a Japanese lilac.
Oh.
It has beautiful, the shape of a regular lilac, but big, white, and very, very fragrant. The only bad thing about it is when it's through blooming, all that white like dust is all over the place.
How long have you had that tree here?
Long time. You know what I like? I like the
multi-stemmed. A lot of people that
Yeah,
call
I
the green
like that
cover,
too.
but I like to show all the multi-stems and all. So I think it looks kind of
It
pretty.
is. It's beautiful.
Uh-huh.
Well, this is my garden. I'm trying to plant mostly native plants, butterfly plants, and as you see, these are butterfly bushes. And I throw in other things like viburnum because some of them are native to the area. This is one of my prized possessions. It was a little stick lilac bush from, or I should say plant at the time, from Mackinac Island. I never thought it would grow, and it's really been an amazing accomplishment.
How did you get it from Mackinac Island? What's
It
the
was
story
this
on that?
big. I went there for the weekend, and I paid $25 for this plant. I says, I'm really crazy. But I thought, well, you know, it might grow. I love lilacs.
Oh, yeah.
It was about 3 inches tall at best. I kept watering the plant, ripping the bag, had no idea what I was doing. Planted it, and then after a few years, it just got bigger and bigger and bigger.
How many years have you had it?
I want to say about maybe 5 to 8. You know, you lose count. After 2000, I forgot everything. I couldn't count anymore. And here's some more plants. This is a native Roseanne geranium. It starts blooming at this time, and it goes through the autumn. So it's nice. You have color all year round. This is a sumac that just sprawls and gives you some places for my cats to hide and watch the birds. Probably one of my favorite flowers is the coneflower. I just love them because the butterflies love them. In the fall, the birds start to eat the seeds. But this is really remarkable. I dug out the whole yard with a trowel, all by myself. And this is the first corner I started with. And it just kept going and going and going. So this kind of gets abused with the hose now, but it used to be a big patch of, this is thyme.
When this was your only part of the garden, what was the rest of the yard?
Grass. To me, grass is for golf courses and parks. I hate grass. I would dig out the rest, but my cats after you have something soft. And this is, I love lamb's ear. It doesn't really blend in with the natives, but the butterflies do go on them, and I just love the way they are and the way they spread. And I have some lilies because my sister loved lilies, and she's dead, and it's in her honor. Because the problem with lilies is they spread underground and they take up space. But they're pretty when they're in bloom. Because I had a Rose of Sharon that I always loved. But about 3 or 4 years ago, we had the freeze and thaw. I lost a lot of butterfly bushes, and I lost my Rose of Sharon that was about 8 feet tall. It looked like, it looked healthy, except it had no leaves, didn't blossom. It broke my heart to dig it out. I went to the farmer's market, and I have a friend there who sells plants, and he suggested the smoke bush. It was about 3 foot tall, and in 2 years it grew to this height.
2 years.
Unbelievable.
Wonderful. So how long? So you started with there. How many years did it take to get all to this point? Do you think?
I probably started in 1998, 97, 98. I actually had evergreens in the front and the side of my house. It was after my father died, I dug them out because he says, they're healthy, they're green, they're healthy. I hate them. He died in 1998, and I said, Dad, I'm sorry, they gotta go. And I dug them out, and that's when the garden went forward. This is Bud. He's a rescue cat, and he just loves to be out here.
How long have you lived here?
1992.
Oh, okay.
We could go this way.
Wow. There's a whole other side of the garden.
Oh yeah, this is a Strantia. This is a native plant. A lot of my plants bloomed a lot earlier this year, so they look like it's August to them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a crazy year, isn't it?
Right. And this is Turtlehead. This is a real nice native. And this is some more this is a butterfly house, and there's bee balm. ironweed, all native plants. We can go this way if you wish. Joe Pye weed, another native. Shasta daisy, dogwood. And then I have a lot of butterfly bushes. This is one of them. This is another. That's a magnolia tree. And this is amnosia. This is another native plant. This is a butterfly weed. Achillea. This really grew. This went like it was on steroids. And that big plant there is compass plant. This is the first time that I actually had a garden and the garden walk. People encouraged me to have it, so I decided to have it. But I've been gardening off and on for a number of years, and it's just kind of expanded to where it's a place that I'm retired now, so it's almost a full-time job. But I enjoy it very much.
My one cone flower, which is red, has a white one with it, and it's a perennial. I can't imagine how that happened, but it did. And some of the stuff is, last week it was in better shape because of, I think, the change in temperature. All along here it was all yellow stelladoras, but there's only a few left.
Right.
And there's some rose bushes there. And some clematis. Down on this side there's clematis. This is also cone flowers, but if you get up and just walk down, you'll see a Princess Diane clematis. It's right in the middle.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh.
And along the fence I have Dusty Millers and zinnias. This is the first time that I saw white zinnias, so to me that was unusual. And these plants, in the fall of the year, they have little bitty white flowers on them, ones that I real tall.
Oh, okay.
And there's some bluebells over there, and the pink is hydrangea. It's was sponsored by the breast cancer from last year. And then there's a white-headed Josie over on this side. And I have 3 bird baths. They usually use a blue one and the one near the fence. I finally cleaned this one out. I don't know if they'll use that. But you have a track of birds coming in through here quite a bit. And the pansy should be out of season because it's so hot, but I decided to try and just grow them in the fall, well, in the shade, and they're doing pretty well.
Yeah.